friend of mine once said, "You always fail. You fail so many times that you can even break Thomas Edison's record." And then she said, "I don't believe that you will do any better to succeed in the future." Fellow Toastmasters and respected guests, that friend of mine was my primary school friend, and she was my best friend. She's this little girl, pretty little girl, big brown eyes, and also silky long hair. But the thing about her is that she's sometimes a little bit too straightforward. And there was this time when I was in Standard 6. And as you all know, when a primary school student reaches the Standard 6, they all have to sit for this major exam, which is known as the UPSR. And if they get excellent results, they will be able to go for a more prestigious high school. And so, before the major exam itself, my school that I was studying in, which was Puch High, the school actually set an assessment for us, a final assessment just before the final exam. And so, after 1 week of examination, and then a week after the teachers finished marking the papers, it was time for all of us to know where we stand and also to work harder if we didn't do well. And I still remember it was a Friday, and Friday itself is when all of us will get back our maths paper. And knowing that friend of mine, she is the top student in the class. Her maths was the greatest of all, scoring either 100 marks or 99. And so, she was my best friend. And at that time, when I was in primary school, I used to fail maths all the time. I would never pass. I would get either below 40 and probably maximum 35. And so, at that time, the teacher wanted to give back the papers. And so, all of us sat down and waited for the teacher to call our names. Lo Su An. I was sitting right behind that, and I stood up. I walked to my teacher's desk, and I said, "Yes, teacher." I smiled at her so excitedly, as if like I scored as well as her. And then she said, "You haven't been studying, is it? You got 25 marks now, 25 of 100. What have you been doing?" And so I was like, "I've been doing 10 questions yesterday. Isn't that enough?" And so, at that time, I was very disappointed with myself and embarrassed because she actually scolded me in front of my friends. Before that, I didn't really care because no one had actually tell me off like that in front of everyone. I was so depressed, and at the end of the day, the best friend of mine came up to me saying, "You failed again? Why fail? I teach you so many times and you still fail?" And then she said that, "You failed so many times, and if even you can break Thomas Edison's record." That's when she repeated that phrase. And when I went back home, I was so upset. And it came for dinner time. I sat down, eating my dinner, and I cried. My parents didn't see me that sad before because I'm a very happy-go-lucky girl. And my mom told me, she said, "I never seen you so sad before, and no matter what happened today to you," just believe in yourself. And no matter what, if you fall, get up and run. Work hard from now and achieve your goal. And from that day, I started working hard for 2 months before my major exam. And when the time comes on the judgment day, when all of us had to get our results, I didn't even want to look at my results because it was displayed publicly at the notice board where everyone can see. I didn't want to go to school. And all my friends went there early just to look at their results. But I told my mom, "Mommy, I want to go at 3 o'clock. I don't want to see anyone. I just want to see my results by myself." And so I went there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, searching frantically for my name. And then when I see my name, the subject, math, which I was very poor at, scanned through, and I was shocked because the 2 months of practice paid off. I got an A. And so from that day on, from primary school, I stepped to secondary school, and right now I'm in college. I've really learned that anything I do, I just have to believe that I can do it. And as the theme of the day is, believe and your miracle will happen. And just imagine that one day if you're in a forest, in a jungle, when it's dark and the layers of canopy just cover the sunlight and makes you can't see the surroundings. And when you hear something like probably a wild animal chasing you from behind and you are running, and suddenly you fall, are you going to stay down there and let the animal eat you up? Or are you going to stand up and run? Back to you.